This week you join us as we leave Spain and catch a ferry all the way to Italy.
And we visit some of Italy's main attractions in our tiny home on wheels.
We made it to Venice. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our journey through Europe in our self-built camper van. We're starting this video off at night time tonight because we've got a ferry to catch. As you can probably tell from the title and the thumbnail, we are taking our little old van over to Italy. And instead of driving through the south of France, we've decided to take a ferry from Barcelona all the way to just outside of Rome, which is a 22-hour crossing. It should save us about 20 hours worth of driving, and we get a bed for the night and a shower. So it was a no-brainer really.
After a long wait in port, we boarded the ferry, and after getting parked up, we headed up on deck to watch as we left the port, waving goodbye to our memorable month travelling through Spain.
Well, we made it on the boat. Lola's not happy because there is not a designated place for Lola to actually go to the toilet on this boat. We'll give you a boat tour in the morning, but for now, we're going to hit the sack. We woke up the next morning and went up on deck to let Lola out and to get some fresh air. Safe to say, it was just a tad windy. It was then time to head back to our cabin, where we tried to burn off some of Lola's energy with her favourite toy. Good morning everyone, from somewhere just off the coast of France. Did you sleep well?
Aye, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, last night wasn't too bad at all. We ended up getting off to sleep at about midnight and woke up at 9 o'clock this morning. After 2 days of not sleeping, because this one has been a bit ill. Just been to reception to pick up Lola's pet friendly kit. Comes as standard when you bring a dog on Grimaldi lines. You gonna open it for us, Rosie? You happy you got some presents from Grimaldi lines?
Got lamb, pumpkin and blueberry treats.
Wow! Is that nice?
We've got dog wipes. Nice.
Nice.
Oh, we've got a poo bag.
A poo bag holder?
Yeah, with poo bags in there.
Nice.
You want?
Keep that, I'll keep that.
And coffee pads.
That ain't a bad haul for it being free, eh?
No, banging.
And it was only €10 to bring Lola on board. So from what I've read, Grimaldi Lines is actually one of the most pet-friendly ferry lines in Europe. We're over halfway through our crossing now, so we've got about 6-7 hours left. We came prepared. We're having some noodles, got some hot water from the bar just now. We're going to enjoy these, relax for the afternoon, and then at some point I will go and show you around the boat.
We ate our noodles and then went to check out the boat. They weren't super happy with filming on board, but we did manage to get a few clips anyway. They had everything on board, including loads of places to relax and admire the views, multiple bars and restaurants, a games room and even a spa. But us van lifers are on a budget, so it was water and packet of noodles for us. As we neared the end of our crossing, we went up on deck for the final time for Lola to run around while we enjoyed the sea air and an ocean sunset.
And just like that, 22 hours have passed and now we've arrived almost in Italy. Let's get packed up, get off this boat and start the next chapter of our European adventure for Italy. We woke up the next day and headed for Rome. The weather was definitely not on our side, but armed with coats and a wet dog, we parked the van outside the city and trammed in, which Lola wasn't a fan of as she had to be muzzled for the journey. Arriving in Rome was a shock to our senses, with so much going on. However, we wanted to see the beauty of Rome, so headed for its main attractions, starting with the amazing Colosseum. After spending some time at the Colosseum, we moved on and admired the Roman ruins from afar, and all the stunning architecture Rome is known for. Although we're only showing you the scenic parts of Rome, the vast majority of it is just like any other busy city. So we think that Rome may have lost its charm over the years, and it's certainly not a place we'll be rushing back to anytime soon. Before we knew it, we had arrived at the stunning but very busy Trevi Fountain. Rome actually has more fountains than any other city on the planet, and we think the Trevi Fountain has got to be the most magnificent of them all. But if you're not a fan of crowds, be sure to get there super early. After a quick look at the Spanish Steps, we headed back to the van to drive into the night to our park up for the evening. Good morning everyone. It's another day here in not so sunny Italy. We had a great time in Rome yesterday, although it wasn't quite what we were expecting. I don't know what we were expecting, to be honest, but it was very, very busy. And after spending pretty much a month just not surrounded by many people and not going into many cities, it was a bit of a shock. But all the same, we did enjoy. Our destination over the next couple of days is Venice. And we can only really afford to spend just over a week in Italy, so we need to get to Venice. So we did 2 hours last night and we're doing 3 hours today. But today is a bit of an admin day. Not much to be filmed today, so we'll probably pick you up tomorrow when we head closer to Venice. I think we should fly to another park up, Rosie.
It was a terrible job.
We spent a few days travelling from Rome to Venice, stopping in some questionable park ups and filling up on some far too expensive fuel. Good morning everyone, we made it to Venice and we parked in a campsite which is just off of the island of Venice. So we stopped in a little about 40 minutes outside of Venice and picked up some vegan ice cream, so we're very happy with that because we haven't had ice cream in about 2 months and this isn't our first, it's our second. There's a 4-pack, we haven't got a freezer, so we had to eat them both.
We had to.
We're gonna get ready and head into Venice.
We left our campsite and walked a few steps to the boat taxi dock, where we travelled to Venice in style.
I like your parrot, Rosie. We made it to Venice. Far too many people to be speaking in front of camera around here. So here's a compilation of what we saw.
As soon as we stepped foot into Venice, we fell in love with it. The buildings, the atmosphere, the maze-like streets, and picturesque canals. We were so happy to finally be visiting a place that's been on our list for years.
We walked the Venetian streets, admiring all the unique shops before arriving into the square, which gave us a break from the small lanes Venice is known for. Venice is famous for its bridges, with 417 in total. You'll find it difficult to get anywhere in Venice without crossing at least a handful of bridges on your way. You in Venice, love?
Yeah. On the lollipops.
Under the bridges in Venice are the famous canals, and there are 177 in total, with the largest being the Grand Canal, which separates the city in two. Sadly, Venice is sinking at a rate of up to 2 millimeters per year, with many experts predicting that the city could be completely sunk by the year 2100. After a great day spent exploring this iconic city, we caught the boat back to our campsite to relax for the evening and get a good night's sleep. Wet one today, Rosie?
Yeah.
So before we leave this campsite, time to get a shower. First one this week? First one in Italy?
We've seen some bad facilities on our trip, but this shower might well be one of the worst. However, feeling clean and our van chores done, we hit the road to get some more miles in as we ventured closer to our next stop in Italy.
just park up for the evening. Today's a driving day and we've had our first glimpse of the Swiss mountains. And we're so excited to head out of Italy and into Switzerland to start our next chapter of this adventure. Good afternoon everyone. Today was a massive driving day, just shy of 4 hours driving to get from Venice to nearly Lake Como, which was a hell of a mission, but we've arrived. Got massive mountains around us, the weather's taken a turn for the better after that campsite we were in last night near Venice. I think we're going to relax here for the evening, recharge after today's drive. It's another drive tomorrow to Lake Como, and then we'll be heading into Switzerland within the next couple of days, which we're really excited for. Good morning guys from sunny northern Italy. So we've got a big day planned today. We're going to be hitting the last major stop of our journey through Italy. But this morning we've woken up and look at this view on my walk to the Lidl. We can't bloody wait for Switzerland. Just seeing those mountains, wow. It's time to head to Lidl to stock up on everything we need, and then it's on to Lake Como.
One thing that surprised us on our road trip is just how good the supermarkets have been for stocking vegan items, and Italy might well be the best. They've so much to choose from, so if you're planning a road trip and are a vegan or a veggie, you'll have no issues finding or filling your plate in Europe.
Well, after a very successful Lidl shop, getting loads of vegan stuff and a 2-hour drive, we've made it to the stunning place of Lake Como. About 20 minutes outside of one of the lesser explored towns. So it's nice and quiet where we're parked at the moment. So I think it's time to get the drone out and show you how gorgeous Lake Como really is. We left the van and strolled into the quaint town of Verona. Cold, Rosie? Verona is one of the best preserved medieval centres of the entire lake, with its charming steep cobblestone streets and historic churches. We chose to explore here as it was a much less touristy part of the lake, without losing out on the amazing landscape the lake is known for. Unfortunately, we only had time to visit Verona during our time here. However, the towns of Bellagio, Menaggio and Como itself are definitely worth a visit if you have a few days at this iconic lake. You looking all smart, ready to go over to Switzerland. Good morning everyone. So our last day in Italy, crossing over into Switzerland today, which means it's almost the end of this vlog. We had a decent night's sleep. We parked up one of the green campers on Park for Night, but it's actually at the back of a motorhome distribution centre, which is weird, but it was an alright sleep, wasn't it? But it absolutely bucketed it down last night. We're long in for the Spanish sun at the moment.
We're not going to get that for a while though. Actually, we're not going to get that at all.
No. So we've got one last job to do before, well, 2 jobs to do before we leave Italy. We've got to fill up on fuel because everything's expensive in Switzerland. And we've got to take our country Polaroid. We've been taking Polaroids in every country we've been in so far. And there's one with Steve and Becky there in Spain. Being as we're leaving Italy today, we've got to take a Polaroid and then a 2-hour drive up to the Italian border. After a 2-hour drive from just outside of Milan, we've made it almost to the Swiss border. We can't believe that we're still in Italy because this drive, especially the latter half of it, has been Swiss all through and through, hasn't it?
It has. It's been bloody lush.
The mountains, where you would have seen from the drive compilation from Milan to here, the mountains and the scenery, absolutely outstanding. So we've pulled up to Italy, and I'm saying that in my proper Welsh Italian accent. This is the first stop to get over into Switzerland via a car train. But to see all that, you'll have to stay tuned for next week's video. We're going to end this one here. I know we didn't do a great deal in Italy, and it was a bit of a whistle-stop tour, really. But we saw some amazing places. So we really hope you did enjoy this video.
If this is your first time to the channel, please consider subscribing and giving us a little like down below.
We've got some amazing plans to get to in Switzerland, so next week's video is going to be an absolute corker. So stay tuned for that one, but until then, we'll catch you next time.